A modern wheat is very different from a heritage variety or an ancient variety of grain that predates hybridization. And really it's the hybridization and man's influence in breeding wheat that has created this modern wheat. So hybridization is the process by which two plants, for instance, are mated to try and breed in characteristics that they seek, or to breed out characteristics that they don't seek. So for instance, 100 years ago, the first grain in Canada was called red fife wheat, which was great. The problem is it was very prone to a disease called rust. So early on, we sought to find a way to breed red fife wheat with some other variety that could maybe make this problem go away, and we were successful. Some other things that we tried to breed out was to shorten the growing season of wheat, because if your wheat has a 120-day growth cycle, you're pushing it into late September, which means that in the prairies, every 5 years you might get a snowstorm and lose the whole crop. So we were motivated to shorten the growing season. So we crossed a grain and hybridized it with another grass to do this. Third reason why we would hybridize is some of the heritage varieties of grain grew very tall, and they didn't carry very many wheat berries on the actual stalk. And the modern wheat varieties have a really heavy beard of grain, and what that means is that per acre that the yields are 2 to 3 times what they were with earlier varieties of wheat. What that means is that we can feed that many more people with these new modern hybridized wheat varieties. So these are some of the reasons why hybridization has occurred. All of the reasons for which these changes were made were made for good reasons. The unintended consequence of some of these changes is that we now have learned when two types of wheat are hybridized, about 5% of the proteins that exist in the offspring don't exist in either parent. So basically, we have recreated these proteins. So man has essentially made these proteins. And when you hybridize over and over and over again, as we've done, the wheat that we have today is very fundamentally different than a red fife heritage variety wheat or some of the earlier wheats that Canadians ate. So at True Grain Bread, a big part of our customer base is people who can enjoy our breads, our gluten-containing breads that are made with a kamut flour, a spelt flour, an emmer flour, even a rye flour, or even a heritage variety of red fife wheat, that aren't able to enjoy breads made in a factory made with a modern variety of wheat.